Well, I have really been in a difficult place. I feel like in a very difficult, bad place for a couple of weeks now. And, everything that happens to me now I put in the context of, something to do with my work, becoming a working actor, what does it mean? And what I've been experiencing has been almost like a paralysis. I heard somebody say the other day, this process of like erasing the brain, which, I used to be able to effectively do with drugs or alcohol, and I put that aside, but it looks like, there's still this temptation sometimes to just, go unconscious, to go to sleep, to take a nap, to read a detective novel, erase the brain. And that's been a lifelong, I've been a depressive all my life. I was raised by a mother who was in bed most of the time I lived at home. So I have a little background for that kind of stuff. But, things have been going so well in so many regards that I've been thinking, well, what is this? What is going on that all of a sudden I'm feeling this paralysis, this thing pulling me down, wanting to be unconscious. And so that's been a big question in my mind. And also I've had a question in my mind, well, being an actor is not like being playing the clarinet or something. There isn't that, for me at least, there isn't that simple, like, do the scales every day type thing. And yet I know absolutely that it's got to be a regular thing. It's got to be an everyday thing. So I do work. I do preparation for auditions. I certainly do work for parts that I've gotten. I come here to the graduate studio because it's a really tremendous opportunity for me to work on things. But I still have been thinking, what do I need to do? How does an artist like move forward? And so I've been looking at this book called Fearless Creating, and it's a very interesting book. It's about finding your projects and bringing them into existence. And in respect to the question, what is it that I'm wanting to blank out? Why am I like erasing my brain? This guy says something very interesting, and I think it really applies to me. He's actually quoting somebody else here. He says, not many people are prepared to face the challenge of themselves, to assume the full responsibility for their own existence. I think of that as like your true self. And I think that's what's going on for me. That I'm like bit by bit, like coming up on a discovery of my true self. I've only gotten into the acting, in a few years ago, and I've been working hard to do that. And I think with each step, I'm getting closer to who I really am. And I think that is what really is scaring me. That's what's really scaring me. This guy talks about 3 ways people usually engage, or not engage, but deal with that situation, that fear of their true self. The average person just evades it. There's another type of person that kind of gets involved in it, but then lets it go. They use this term like the artist manqué, I think is how you say it. Somebody who like wants to be an artist but doesn't really do it. And I've been through that most of my life, with the sort of been almost an artist, almost doing what I wanted to do. And then there's a person who really does engage with it and somehow brings it into existence, so that brings their creativity into existence. So he talks about the average person, the neurotic person being the one who just sort of dances with it but doesn't engage with it and always finds some problem. I'm talking about myself here, but I think it applies to a lot of people. I want to be this, I want to do this, I say I want to do it, I want to be an artist, but boy, when it comes down to it day to day, it's like sometimes I just can't face it. And then there's the true creative person who does engage with it and is somehow recreated as himself, herself. And so this is what I'm up against, and it's a really unpleasant feeling. And then but amazingly, and appropriately for me and for us here in the Meisner Technique Studio, there's a quote from Sanford Meisner in here. Sandy Meisner has a quote on this very subject, and I just I just have to read this to you. And this has been getting me. I can't say I've been successful at getting myself moving every day, but sort of, a little bit by little bit. And here's what he said. I never heard this quote from him before. He says, "That which hinders your task is your task." That which hinders your task is your task. So, I don't know exactly what that means for me, other than that I don't have to figure it out. I just know, okay, this is what I'm afraid to do today. And, I've got Sandy's voice in my ear saying, okay, that's what you need to do today. So, it's a really hard time for me, but I really appreciate that, Sandy has shown up in my life in this way, and I'm just going to keep at it.
We're together. You are in love with me. I'm just using me as an example. Then I bring another woman home one night, and you're in the house, and I just bring her into my room and do were there 50,000 units of paper clips? You know how hard it is to sell paper clips? No one wants paper clips. I sold those. Okay? I sold those. Our paper clips aren't any better than any other people's paper clips.
I need you to slow down and speak
You can't.
to me.
And I just keep feeling so close to this monologue. I mean, and to be honest, I really have not worked on it